All right, we're back. Week 8, Coffee with Coach, Friday morning. We got our coffees here. We're ready to go, all right? So let's just get straight to it because we got a lot to talk about today. First, let's just say our sponsors today are games, all right? Rubik's Cubes. I think Coach is like a master of a Rubik's Cube of football because he knows so much about football, and I can't solve these things, but I got a little nephew. He can solve it in like 6 moves. Like some of these kids just start turning. You ever do one of these, Coach?
I have. Never really. I don't think I've ever solved it.
I know. I don't get them. But we're just going to have a sponsor of Rubik's Cubes. And I brought out a second helmet tonight because what I'm learning is this. Iron sharpens iron and eagles sharpen eagles. So when you put 2 helmets like this together, it's like magic, all right? So, Coach, homecoming week.
Yep.
You were probably homecoming king, weren't you?
No, I was not.
You were not homecoming king? You'd King College Park to me.
I think I was nominated for the court or whatever. I didn't win it.
You didn't win.
I did not win. No. It's hard for me. That's a long time ago. I think I'm going on like 20 years. Yeah. I got to think 19 or 20 year reunion, yep.
I don't believe it. Coach Duke's King College Park.
No.
He's my, okay, I have to qualify that. He's my king of College Park. Okay, so there you go. That's what it's going to be. So this week we're going to play some Horizon Hawks tonight, and we're going to talk about them in a little bit. I like that HH, kind of rhymes. One of my friends likes rhyming words. Not really rhyme, but they start with the same letter. You know who I'm talking about if you know who you are. All right, so we got our sponsor. Let's go to Ocoee, Coach. What a game. Talk about it for a minute.
Yeah, it was the last game of 3 games in 8 days. They were 5-1. They were ranked in the state in their class. I think they were 4 or 5 in the state in what they call 4 Metro. They had won 5 in a row. So a lot of momentum. They just had a big win against Winter Park the week before. Very talented team. We had to go on the road to their place again, the 3rd game in 8 days, and I thought it was one of the better wins we've had as a program this year to come out on top 23-13, and taking a knee at the 1-yard line. Going in and so it could have been the score could have been a little bit different, but we won the right way. I was proud of our guys in all 3 phases. Special teams had some critical moments. We blocked a field goal by them early in the game. We made a big field goal, and our kickoff team was exceptional. Punt team was exceptional. Defensively, played lights out. There was one drive I knew they'd like to have back, but in the 4th quarter they dominated the game. And then offensively, 1st quarter and 4th quarter were special for us on the offense side of the ball to go and get the job done. And not having some of our guys. We had a couple guys that are out this time of year. That's expected with injuries and being nicked up. So next guys, some next man up mentality, and a lot of guys stepped up in a major way to come out with a big road win and move to 8-0.
That's amazing, Coach. I think one thing I remember for football is you can always see good teams in the second half and well-coached teams in the second half, how they adjust at halftime. And, I think you can learn a lot from that. My daughter's in the band, and she keeps telling me, it's going to be all right, guys. Second half's coming. She don't know nothing about football, but she knows to listen to her father. She calls me Papa. And she knows that Coach Duke's a good coach. So watch them in the second half. Eagles make adjustments. That's what we do, okay? So, Coach, any emails this week? Anybody send you a payphone picture?
I haven't gotten one.
We're still at 0.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to donate $5 towards a helmet for every payphone picture we get. Somebody out there in the Coffee with Coach Nation, please find us a picture of a payphone. Okay?
Maybe they're not out there.
Maybe Coach is right.
I've been saying it.
I mean, maybe Coach is right. I don't know. Okay, so we got that, Coach. This week, it's Friday morning. The weather's been beautiful this week, Coach. Who are we going to shine that spotlight on, that HBC spotlight?
Player.
Player. This is a player. Yes, sir. Coach got so much in his head.
I think somebody that stood out in a major way was number 54, Vincent Burse. Plays offensive line for us. Really can play multiple positions for on the offensive line. But also the other night against Ocoee, played defensive line, graded out really well, playing in the interior of our defensive line. He's a senior, phenomenal student, been in the program 4 years, kind of a backbone of our team. We had one of our starting tailback was out, and everybody kept questioning what's that gonna be like without C.J. Baxter, who has had a great year. Well, our offensive line's been really special this whole year, led by 4 seniors, and one of them is Vincent Burse, but also plays defensive line for us and played some critical minutes the other night. Somebody that I looked at this week, I said, hey, make sure we continue to mature this week and we have no letdown. I can look at him, I can challenge him because he's going to challenge the team. Because he does things the right way on and off the field, Vincent Burse.
I love that guy. That guy right there, let me tell you what, he's something special. He sees me in the hallway. He says, hello, Mr. Lesher. And then in the spring, he comes and trains jiu-jitsu with me. And I'm going to tell you what, he tries to kill me. That boy's strong. But Mr. Lesher tries to hang in there. Coach, when you going to come train with me?
Once we get through this season.
Maybe we can put it in a bet.
All right, yeah. I like that. I think I owe you this week anyway. So.
Oh, we'll be talking about the bet a little bit later. We ain't going to talk too much about it, okay? I got a present for you, Coach. I got you some beard wash. Mr. Lesher's moved away from the beard, and I think beard management is almost like team management, so you can use this. It's got directions on it.
Do you classify this as a beard?
Yeah, you cut it down this week.
Yeah,
Homecoming week.
Yeah.
Get ready for your crown.
I'm not. No crown for me.
No crown. No crown.
All right.
It's nice. It was expensive, too. That wasn't cheap.
You're all about expensive stuff.
I was watching some college football this week because me and Coach had a few little bets. Coach, I watched the Penn State-Michigan game, and they had all white on the sidelines. But then they had a guy, he was in a Penn State shirt that had the Penn State logo. He had a Penn State hat on, but he was in, like, orange.
Yeah.
Then they had another one who was in, like, green, and another one who was in, like, purple. Is that so players in the field can see people?
Yeah, when you look over there, you can see who your person is that you're going to be signaling to, and you can spot them like this.
And then the guy had the headset on too. Is that so when the coach has the headset off, he can hear and say, "Put on your headset"?
Yeah, and usually the head coach or the play caller is not signaling; he's calling it to the signalers who are then getting it in.
I see. So you would be calling it out to the signalers, and they signal it. But
sometimes I signal too, just in case I think we need to get extra eyes out there, or sometimes I might just be yelling.
That'd be a good job for me. I could wear like a pink shirt, stand behind Coach Duke, just stand there. All I do is just follow him. I don't know if I can keep up. That'd be good. All right, that was fun, Coach. Thanks for the X's and O's talk. I think that's pretty neat. Eagle family fact. Last week we did Miss Belcher and Mr. Coupart. And this is just an old joke of mine. It's nothing personal, but I'm going to call them Tweedledee and Tweedledum. And the joke is you get to figure out which one's which. I don't know. It's just when I think of twins, I mean Sonny and Cher. Like pairings, like Bonnie and Clyde, Harry and Hermione. I didn't know what to pick, so I went with my if you got a better one, Coach, I like Tweedledee and Tweedledum. They can fight over who's who. I don't know. All right, so that's that. Coach, tonight's opponent, the Horizon Hawks. Give us the 4-1-1. Tell us about the Horizon Hawks.
6-1 team. Second-year school here in Orange County. Coach has done a great job over there. To start a program and to get them to 6-1. It's a district game, which we're excited about, so it means even that much more. Them being in our district, it's our third and final district game of the year. But they've won 6 games. They just lost this past week to Wekiva, but I thought played them well. This is a team that's going to be. They run the single wing, so they're pretty unique in what they do offensively. Which means it's an old school offense that's hard to defend. So we got to make sure we know our keys and know our alignment and assignment on defense. And you can't be trying to find the ball because you might think the ball's here, but it's really here because they're doing all types of what I call smoke and mirrors with what they're doing offensively. But it's the single wing, and then on defense they run the 3-3 stack. So it's another defense that we haven't seen all year. Well, what they do, they like to bring pressures from all over the place. That's where they got 3 down linemen, 3 linebackers stacked right behind them, and they're shooting gaps and coming from all over the place. Pretty unconventional offensive defense, which I think tells you that they're very well coached. They're maxing out their team this year. Second-year program, new school here in Orange County. And to be 6-1 says a lot about Horizon, their coaching staff, those kids. They're playing hard. We look forward to the opportunity tonight to play them here.
Very cool. I'm excited to see this game tonight. Last week I got hit by a little belly problem and I didn't make it to a COVID, but I was trying to keep up with it with my wife there at the game, and I'm excited to be at home. I'm excited that the weather's going to be beautiful tonight, and I just going to come watch some football. All you out there in the community, come watch these games, guys. You don't understand how important it is to the school in general, like the amount of resources that come around here and the amount of money that it brings in, and how it helps all athletics, how it helps the community of the school community. It's an important thing. If we can pack this house and make some Friday night lights, Florida says we're like Texas, and we say we're like Georgia in football. Well, we got to show up. We got to pack that stadium.
And not just for the football. Our band does a great job in supporting our band on Friday nights, supporting our cheer squad on Friday nights. These are all integral parts of our Friday Night Light experience here at Edgewater. So, yes, we love the support, but you're also supporting our great band and you're supporting our great cheerleading squad. And yeah, so really 3-1.
Absolutely, that's right. All right, this is fun, Coach. So, Coach's crystal ball. Last week there were 3 games. First time I think I watched a full college football game in probably a long, long time. But I did watch Alabama and Tennessee from start to finish. It was a very good one. It was a very good one. So, Coach took, what do you think? He took Michigan over Penn State, and he won that one. I messaged my uncle in Pennsylvania. He said, Penn State's going to lose, Kyle. He calls me Kyle, you know, because that's what he calls me. Not everybody calls me Mr. Lesher. And then Michigan did. They beat them up bad. And then the next game, Coach took Alabama over Tennessee. I think he said Coach Saban will get it done. And, man, that game was something else. It was very close. I didn't know if somebody was going to get a shotgun out and shoot that field goal that kid kicked at the end of the game because it was like a duck flying in the air. But it went through them goalposts.
Yep.
It went through them goalposts, and it was
goalposts came down.
It was something else. And I knew that was going to be an important one for our bet. And then Coach Duke took Florida State over Clemson. And I think Clemson even covered the spread. When they win, what was the score?
They won by 6, yeah.
Won by 6. So I went to sleep on that one. I said it's going to be like Christmas is coming. I'm going to wake up in the morning, and I'm going to see Clemson beat Florida State. And then my wheels started turning, y'all. My wheels are just going. So Coach Duke's a man of his word. So I texted him I drew up a play in the backyard in the dirt while I was filling in a ditch. And I looked at it, I thought about it, I went back, listened to my music to get my mind right. I looked at it on the ground again. Then I drew it up on a piece of paper. Then I drew it on another piece of paper. Then I called my good friend Meyer. And Meyer said, oh, it's guaranteed, Kyle. That's the one, you know. So I sent it on over to Coach Duke. And then he said, first play.
Yep.
First play, Mr. Lesher. Okay, first play, Mr. Lesher. I'm super excited. All right. I'm so excited. It's like Christmas. Christmas is coming.
It's installed, ready to go.
It's installed. So that's the night. All right. So this week, Coach, we got 3 more games for you. Texas, Oklahoma State.
It's at Oklahoma State. I've been pulling for Texas. We got a player committed there, C.J. Baxter. So, but you know,
it took 8 weeks, and Coach has said the name C.J. Baxter twice this morning. He didn't even say his name once.
I think everybody knows who CJ is and how much he means to this team, school.
Yeah, but team's the key word right there.
But he's going to Texas, and I watched them and pulling for them and like what they're doing and like their staff. They've done a great job in recruiting them. And I talked to Coach Sark actually last week on FaceTime. But I'm taking Oklahoma State. It's at their place. Gundy is a great coach. He's one of the most underrated coaches, I think, in the country at Oklahoma State. I think they get the job done against Texas.
All right. Next one, Mississippi, LSU.
Where is that game?
I think it's at Mississippi. It was written down first.
They
do home or away. I don't know.
I got to take Ole Miss. They're rolling offensively. LSU coming off a big win against UF, which I loved every second of that. But Ole Miss, I think, gets it done offensively. Lane Kiffin, he's done a great job there going with Ole Miss.
You know, Coach, think you were talking about where it's at because it's important. That game is a super traditional SEC game. It's kind of like the Barbarians versus the Cultured is the kind of joke. And at Baton Rouge, it's like when you're there, it's like you're like with the Barbarians, and when you go to Ole Miss, it's like you're with the gentrified, like the fancy and the nice. You know, that's kind of the shtick there. And there's a lot to be talked about with that game. But I think, Coach, I just had an idea. I think sometime we should gather up some people and we should fly. We can even drive. I don't care. I'll make it in 10 hours flat. We'd be in Baton Rouge. We call Baton Rouge. We can listen to country music the whole way and see a night game at LSU.
They say it's special. I've never been.
Oh, we can go down to Bayou. We can go to Nichols and pick up a game. I mean,
yeah.
You ain't been to that stadium. It's something real special there. Real special. But that would be a heck of a trip. We could gather up the people. We could probably, if we hit it right, we could stop for a Florida State game.
Yeah. And then we can stop in Biloxi, too.
Oh, I'm not.
You're a gambler. You are.
No, I'm not.
You gambled last week.
That ain't gambling. I don't ever gamble money. I don't gamble money. Not real money. I mean, I'll play like the nickel slots for like an hour.
I like to gamble here and there.
Yeah, you like to gamble.
Oh, yeah. We go for it on fourth down a lot around here.
I don't ever win. Gambling to me is gambling. I like to use my skills, which I know there's some skills in gambling, but not really. Third game, Coach. So who'd you take, Coach? Mississippi or LSU? Mississippi,
Ole Miss.
Oklahoma State over Texas, Mississippi over LSU,
yep.
And then UCLA, Oregon.
Hadn't watched a ton of the Pac-12. Usually in bed when those games start playing. But I know UCLA and Chip Kelly have had a great year. Oregon has kind of bounced back after that big Georgia loss game week 1. I'm going UCLA.
UCLA. All right. Which uniforms you like better there? You like
Well, Oregon's got like 25 uniforms.
Home in Nike, though, right?
Right.
That's where Nike's from. Nike be taking care of them boys.
They got a new coach first year. I think he's doing a good job after that, especially coming back after that beatdown they took to Georgia week 1. But I believe UCLA is undefeated.
I don't know.
I think I'm going to go with Chip Kelly and the Bruins.
I know when to say I don't know. All right, UCLA. There we go. All right. I like Southern California, like the place.
Right.
All right, Coach, we're going to do speed option, but this one's going to be different. I reached out to a few super fans, and I said I needed some content, okay? We got a couple super fans right now. And I got like an entire dissertation in questions from one of our super fans, Mark S.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, Mark S. He pops up every now and again. So we're going to change it. Speed option this week is going to be a series of questions from Mark S. And I'm just going to read them, and then you can answer any way you want. So here we go. When you think about games that stung during your time at Edgewater, which one hurt more? The loss at Haggerty in 2018 or the loss to Boone in 2017 when they threw a duck and it was caught?
Great question. I think the 2018 loss, because that was for a district championship, stung, but also was probably one of the best things that happened to us as a program at the time, and for me as a coach and our staff in general, speaking about being humble and humility. But that they both were still, anytime you take a loss, they sting, but the 2018 was for a district championship. In 2017, we were 8-1, and we'd come off a year before Edgewater hadn't won a game, so that was a big year for us, but the 2018 was probably a bigger sting.
Yes, sir. Next question. Which area head coach are you closest to?
I got a bunch that I'm close with. I got two that have helped me with a meeting that I had to put on this week. Matt Hedrick at Bishop Moore has been nothing but class. I've been here at Edgewater. He lives in the community and does a great job. We play him every year. But I have nothing but respect for him and his program. And then Jeff Rolson is somebody that I respect and love, who's the head coach at Apopka. Again, we played them the last couple of years as well. But both those guys, there's a bunch of others, but those two come off the top of my head. It's Jeff Rolson at Apopka and Matt Hedrick at Bishop Moore.
Oh, great.
And you know what? Elijah Williams has been nothing but a class act, and we've had these unbelievable games with them. Head coach at Jones, I would consider a friend for sure, and somebody that I respect as well. So those three off the top of my head.
He's starting off kind of slow with these questions, but it's time to buckle up, Coach. Okay. Compare and contrast the leadership styles of the two principals you have worked for at Edgewater.
The one I have now is great and supportive and kind, and the guy before was just kind of he was something else, man, a piece of work. I'm just kidding. I think I've had.
He was a piece of work.
Yeah,
you could be a good piece of work.
But no, I think guy before hired me, and it was the most supportive principal I've had in my tenure as a coach, and then now Principal Kreider stepped in. I think he's done an excellent job. She's extremely supportive as well. I've been very blessed at Edgewater to work for two great principals that I have the utmost respect for and how they lead. But they're different, but they're both awesome.
Yep, piece of work. Sistine Chapel's a piece of work. I mean, it's true. All right, would you like to see the Water's Edge brought back in the north end zone, or do you not care?
Sure, I'd love to come back. During a game, I'm not really focused on anything but our players and that, that time, that 48 minutes of ball. But I think it's something that if it builds community, builds support with our teachers, if people enjoy it that are part of our program, then I think it's something that would be great to bring back.
Okay, next one. If you could replace what NIL stands for, name, image, and likeness, what words would you replace those with? NIL. If you can't think of this one now, Coach, you can come back to it.
Salary cap. Salary cap.
No, I think he wants letters like NIL. If you could replace what NIL stands for besides name, image, and likeness, what words would replace those?
I don't know. I get those words so mixed up now in this world because NIL, name, image, likeness, and then NLI, National Letter of Intent, is what high school seniors sign
First Wednesday in February.
Right, when they go to college, right? So I get those all the time mixed up. I'm not in that world of the college athletics. It's a little bit upside down, as everybody knows. There needs to be some adjustment. I'm all for players getting paid at that level. I am. I just think there needs to probably be some parameters so college football just doesn't become the haves and have-nots.
I got it. Moving on. Who's a better driver, you or your wife?
Oh, me.
Got it.
She'll tell you that.
Okay, next question. Buckle up. Why is the referee always wrong? Just because you disagree with them? Or just because they disagree with you?
Well, no, the thing is I don't really argue stuff until I know it's wrong, and we're fortunate to have video replay on our sideline, so I'm able to go and see it and say they were wrong, and here's actual footage. They never like to hear that. Again, I would like, a spirit of humility. Sometimes, if you get it wrong, you get it wrong. We all make mistakes, but we have the replay on our sideline, so when I replay the play that they called that was an incorrect call, that's when I'm really frustrated.
Frustration, I got it. Okay, next one. Would you shave your head if your team went without a penalty for an entire game?
What game?
It doesn't say any game.
If we're playing for a district championship or state championship, absolutely. Sometimes penalties are hard. Yeah, I'd shave my head. I think I'd shave my head for other things than just that. It's kind of an average question.
What would you shave your head for?
State title.
Okay.
Hosting all throughout the playoffs. Four rounds in the playoffs, going to the state title here.
We can lock that in?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that. All right. We'll do it live on the air, maybe?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Absolutely. I like it when Coach says absolutely. All right. Let's play word association. I'll say a name of a person, place, or thing, and you tell me the first word that comes to mind. Okay?
Right. Is this still from Marquez?
This is all Marquez.
What does he do during the day?
I don't know what he does. How much time do we have left? Yep. 2 minutes. We got to move. St. Thomas Aquinas. First word.
First word?
Oh, man, yeah. We'll move on. Boone.
Boone. Rivalry.
Bishop Moore.
Rivalry.
Orlando Sentinel.
Bias.
Brussels sprouts.
Disgusting.
Shampoo.
Don't use it.
Toilet paper.
Bidet.
Laptop.
Useful.
Favorite Major League Baseball manager. Almost done, Coach.
The guy from Major League, the movie.
The guy from Major League movie. Well, I like it when he's on the contract. Okay. Would you rather have? We're going to play Would You Rather. Would you rather have your family call plays on offense or Coach Joyce call plays on defense?
Family call plays on offense.
Would you rather have Miss B treat an injury or Tom?
Ooh. Either. They're both phenomenal.
Easy. Would you rather have straw for hair or pork chops for earlobes?
Straw for hair.
Okay, that's all we got. Coach, anything else you want to say?
Marquez has a lot of time on his hands, doesn't he?
Marquez has a lot of time on his hands. Yeah, he does.
Come out tonight. What an homecoming.
Who is this Marquez? Show your face, Marquez.
We welcome back all alumni, and what a special place Edgewater High School is. I feel very fortunate and blessed to be the coach here, and we can't wait to see the alumni back tonight for a big homecoming matchup versus the Horizon Hawks.
That's right, Eagles or Hawks, Coach?
All day Eagles.
All day Eagles. I like it. 1-3.
Eagle.
Pride.